I commend this bill to the House.
I call Dennis O'Rourke.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. Firstly, regarding Phil Goff's SOP 122, it covers beers, wines and mead containing more than 5% of alcohol by volume, sold in a container holding more than 1.5 standard drinks. New Zealand First supports this SOP as one of the most effective measures so far advanced in this debate, and I congratulate Phil Goff for proposing it. These sweet, easy-to-drink RTDs and similar drinks are well known to be harmful because large quantities can be easily consumed, especially by young people. The sugar levels are very high. There's at least 5% alcohol, and they can be treated like a soft drink and therefore lead far too easily to severe intoxication. They are pushed and priced to sell by alcohol producers and sellers, and they are condemned by the experts and the Law Commission as one of the drinks most potentially harmful to the young. The government says that it's got assurances that the alcohol industry wants the chance to introduce its own measures to limit the production and sale of these drinks, but that does not explain why regulations under this proposed section would hinder that. By providing a level playing field requiring all industry operators, such regulations would assist, not hinder, industry cooperation. The industry cannot be trusted to do the right thing anyway. Otherwise, why would they not have done it already? It is very uncertain what the industry will do without the guidance of regulations. It is the government's job to regulate, not the industry. There is no need to wait and see by the government. It should pass this SOP and then move quickly to do the regulations required under it. With regard to SOP 114 by Sue Moroney to regulate, to prescribe warning labels on alcohol drinks, to warn of health risks, especially to young babies, rather to babies while a mother is pregnant, is harmless, promotes information and promotes good health. Governments in New Zealand and Australia have already warned the industry of the need. So just do it now. New Zealand supports this. It should go ahead. SOP 122 in the name of Marion Street to impose a health levy on off-licences and to apply the proceeds to help fund alcohol-related services is not something, however, which New Zealand First could support. Although the Law Commission recommended price as a disincentive, the levy would have to be very high to actually be effective. And the flaw is that the levy applies to the premises generally and not to alcohol content, which is what should be targeted. Such a levy could actually perversely encourage the sale of higher alcohol content drinks, and so will be opposed by New Zealand First. SOP 108 would remove excise duty on drinks with less than 2.5% alcohol by volume. Unfortunately, as I've already said, price is a blunt instrument and unlikely to be effective, and is also opposed by New Zealand First. SOP 130 would increase excise duty by 50% across the board. New Zealand First's concern is that this would do immense harm to New Zealand's wine industry, already struggling to remain competitive. So although this is a Law Commission recommendation, New Zealand First is very much opposed to that proposal. Finally, Mr Chairman, Government SOP 132 is supported by New Zealand First. Provisions such as that concerning the display and promotion of alcohol in supermarkets and grocery stores are welcome and are appropriate and should be supported. Similarly, New Zealand First supports Clause 35A, determining whether premises are a grocery store or not, is something that also needs attention. And in conclusion, Mr Chairman, I'd like to return to Phil Goff's SOP and commend that to the House. And like others, I would call upon the government to put politics aside, to look closely at that SOP, because it's the one thing that can really make a very big difference. Those RTDs need control, regulation, not waiting for the industry to do the right thing. They haven't done so far. We need a level playing field. That SOP, in the interests of all this nation's young people, needs to be supported, needs to be passed.
Mr.
I call Ian Lees Galloway.
Thank you very much, Mr Chairman. I am going to speak to supplementary order paper number